Today I'm making some terrain. Disgusting eggs coming up. I'm Alex and you're watching Winterwolf Miniatures. It's Easter. At least as I'm recording this, I don't know when it will come out. Maybe never. Who knows? I've never really understood Easter. It's something about Jesus. Or eggs. Right? I don't know. We never really celebrated Easter in my family, but I remember that we used to paint eggs and stuff in school when I was young. So let's paint some eggs. I'm going to build a nest of some kind where I can have my little eggs that I want to paint. So I'll use some XPS foam and a piece of MDF to make a stable base. I think half of this is probably gonna be enough. And I think I'll make 2 when I'm at it. We need some kind of glue to secure the foam to the little board thingy. Plastic modeling glue will probably melt the foam and will not adhere. No, it's adhere, right? Stick to the MDF, so that's not good. PVA glue would probably do the job. PVA glue is the best glue. That's all. Now, PVA glue works on most things, but it takes too long to cure. So I'll look for something else, I think. Super glue would probably melt the foam, but it would stick. Because it sticks to everything. And it would cure fast, but it's expensive, so let's not use that. Hot glue, yeah, that's the way. The heat will melt the foam, but not much, and it will stick. Because it's also sticking to pretty much anything. And fast. That's perfect. But where did I put my glue gun? Here it is. This is a glue gun from Panduro Hobby. The most annoying thing with this glue gun is that it has a flaw in its design here. Or maybe it's a built-in safety feature. As you can see here, the trigger can't be pulled without squeezing and pinching one of your fingers. I have this cookie jar here with small offcuts from my last foam adventure. So let's use some of those to build it up some more. Some ASMR. You like that, don't you, weirdo? Just pour a healthy helping of glue on and shove it in. Wherever. I have a general idea of what I want at this point. I'm thinking about some kind of mound. Like a mini volcano or something. Like something big has dug out a hole to put its eggs in. Some kind of nest. The glue is set, so let's begin carving. It's easy with a sharp knife and small cuts, and you don't need a hot wire cutter. You can also file or grind the foam with fine sandpaper. I use my trusted nail file for that, as it's fine and a bit soft. I wouldn't breathe in the dust though. Probably not a good idea. Making the hole, I'm just cutting with the knife repeatedly and then melting it a bit with the tip of the glue gun. Again, the fumes will probably not make your life longer. Breathe with caution. I will not bother to grind this as I'm going to cover everything in sand, so its rough edges won't matter much. PVA glue is the shit when gluing sand, but you knew that. You can add a bit of PVA glue the next day as well to fully fix the sand to the base, but I'm going one step further here by mixing some black paint with Mod Podge. And coating the whole thing. This will work as a base coat as well as sealing the sand and the foam. If you build anything in foam, make sure to cover it in Mod Podge or something similar before you paint it. It will protect the foam and make a hard surface on top of it, otherwise it will chip when you use the terrain piece. An ugly blue foam will show when it does. At this point I wanted to abandon my nest of eggs idea in favor of doing some cool volcanoes instead, because this already looked like a cool volcano. But you should stick to your plans, and I don't believe volcanoes is part of Easter, so let's go with eggs, because Jesus loved eggs, right? Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Next, I'm using some base-ready sludge to simply fill in some cracks and add some more additional texture where I want to. This could of course be done before the Mod Podge, would probably been even better, but I wanted to see how much of the cracks the Mod Podge and paint mix would fill. The answer? Some. This sludge will be pretty hard by itself when it cures and does not really need a protective Mod Podge layer anyway. Time for the eggs. I'm going with German eggs. From Knorpandel. That's an awesome name. Because I want to include some German quality in my builds.
Deutsche Qualität.
Shout out to my German viewers. Hello. You guys always do things properly.
Und der Geschwindigkeitsregler für die Sicherheit der französischen Autofahrer. Deutsche Zuverlässigkeit.
I have no idea what these little balls are called. My original idea was to use stone marbles, as those are both round and smooth. But it appears I've lost my marbles, so yeah. I went with these weird foam balls, whatever they are called. They are not very smooth, but I'm sure it will turn out alright. Hopefully. I'm trying to put the unevenness side. I'm trying to put the most uneven side downwards into the glue. I'm applying them with hot glue, and I'm not afraid to use a lot of it, as the glue that gets pressed up around the eggs will be slime. Because I will of course be doing disgusting eggs. Hot glue sure looks disgusting when it's cured, and if you like you could paint the nest before adding the eggs and then leave the hot glue as it is. But I'm going to paint mine, so I cover everything in a black primer. Some simple dry brushing here will suffice, starting with a medium grey followed by a white. The eggs then get a nice coat of eggshell white or something similar. I don't know what I used here, probably bone white, off-white or elfic flesh. We said it should be disgusting, right? So it's a perfect time to use one of my favorite paints. Vomit. It's a disgusting greenish yellow with a glossy finish. Excellent for slime and goo. So let's use it for the slime and goo between the eggs. I'm not afraid of staining the eggs, as they can be slimy too if they want. Okay, some footage seems to be missing here, but as you can see I've painted disgusting red veins on the eggs, which gave me another idea that I had to resist. It was to make the eggs into nurgly eyes instead. That would have been very cool, and maybe I'll do that in the future as well. But for now let's stick with the eggs. Because Jesus, eggs, yeah, you get it. I did something here that I sort of regret. I poured some Mod Podge over the whole nest. I know that it will be translucent when it's cured, but it felt very wrong at this point. It turned out cool, but the problem was it took days to fully cure. So here is a couple of days later. If I had it, I'd used UV resin instead. It needed something, so I added some brown in an attempt to make the earth look like it's been dug up more recently. I also stained it with some green and red, so it wasn't all just black and white. Some color always makes it look better with terrain. Purely black and white and grey always looks a bit unnatural. The Mod Podge worked well as covering slime, but it cures a bit too matte. So I'll add some more vomit paint on top of it to get a little more shine. I would probably use just a glossy varnish, but I couldn't find that. Lastly, I added some tufts to the base part that's supposed to be ground. To make the whole piece more interesting to look at, of course, but also to further add to the image that the mound is more recently added to the scenery by some huge creature that needed somewhere to drop its eggs. And here they are in their full glory. A very easy terrain piece that I think turned out pretty damn cool. These can be used in most settings. Maybe they are strange alien eggs in a sci-fi setting, or maybe a big spider in a fantasy setting, or dragon, or sea monster, or your mama. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Hopefully.